You may have noticed that when you download data for your station from the school-to-school website, the time is recorded in UTC, which is the Coordinated Universal Time. UTC time is based on Greenwich Mean Time, which is a convenient way to standardize how time is reported. However, visualization of data can be quite misleading if you don't understand what the time in UTC represents. Look at the graph of solar radiation versus time, where the time is in UTC for the date of September 19th, 2015. At first glance, it looks like the solar radiation is 0 watts per meter squared at noon. But this is because the time is represented in UTC and does not represent local noon time. This video will show you how to convert time from UTC to local time. The first thing that you'll need to do is download the data for your station from the school-to-school.net website. Secondly, you need to know which time zone you're in. You can either Google this or you can find it on the school-to-school website right here saying your local time is. For my example, I'm going to be using Adams Elementary, which is in Oregon in the United States. This is station 55. So for my example, the time zone for this station is -7. So I'm going to open up Excel, and this is what it looks like when you've just downloaded the data from your station. Make note that the time is given in UTC. So I'm going to go ahead and start by inserting a column by right-clicking and insert. This is the column that we're going to use to show the local time. So the first thing that you should do is right-click on the cell B1 and go to Format Cells. Under the category, click Time, and under the type, choose the 24-hour format and click OK. In this cell, you're going to click and you're going to type the time zone that you're in the format of an hour, a colon, 00. Now you might note that my time zone was actually -7, and I only typed in 7. And you'll see that in the next step, I will compensate for that. So starting in cell B2, you're going to put in a formula starting with the equal sign, followed by clicking on cell A2, and then followed by a minus sign. Now, if your time zone was a positive number, you would put a plus sign instead of a minus sign here. Next, you're going to click that time zone that you have. Now, you're going to want this to be an absolute reference. So you can click the F4 command, or you can put $signs before the rows and the columns. This will help when you autofill. Now, in order to fill the rest of these columns, you can click on that cell that you were just working with, and on the bottom right-hand corner, you can hover around it until you see a black plus sign, and when you double-click, it will go ahead and populate the rest of those cells, which is a huge time saver. So this column, which is column B, now represents the local time. And let's go ahead and add our local time to our graph by right-clicking on our existing graph. Click Select Data. And for our X, we want the time, and we're going to use the same time range, which is the 19th day of September. And we're going to go ahead and grab all of that data, push Enter. Ooh, try that one again. Excellent. And then for our y values, we are going to once again get our solar radiation for the 19th day. And click OK. Now, when you look at the graph, you can see that the plot is a little bit more of what we would expect. During the night, you see that the solar radiation is 0. And as the sun rises, you start seeing solar radiation increase until it reaches a maximum around noon. And then after that, it decreases all the way until sunset and then resumes to 0. It's important to use local time when you're analyzing trends in the data in order to avoid any confusion. So make sure this is the first step when you download a new dataset from the School to School website.